To the quarterfinals we march. It was never in doubt. Best penalty shootouts ever. And what a worldie from Ryan Yates. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've enjoyed your day. Eid Mubarak for those who are celebrating it. And thank you for 37,000. A lot to be happy about today. So make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed, make sure you check out today's sponsors, OK Jerseys, where you can get your shirts for £15, custom names, custom numbers, all the good stuff, and use code FFTV, because a lot of you have messaged me saying, oh crap, I forgot. Don't forget, in the discount code, put FFTV for a further 8% off. Boys, I'm tired, but I'm in a really good mood. I've been smiling all day. Kitchen's going well. Forest winning. And now Spurs. But let's cover off the game yesterday. And Rob only comes when we win, hence we only see him once every 6 months. And he's requested that he wants to go first. I'm so intrigued by this. So go on, Rob.
It better be good, Rob. It better be good. Just bear in mind, we've only got an hour.
No, I'm having a double long go now because I missed the last one because I was in Rome. And also because I know it will annoy you. But yeah, I missed the last one because I was in Rome. And I actually watched the 0-1 first leg in Rome. In a sports bar. It was a very nice experience until we lost. But anyway, no, yesterday was a very significant day in the history of Nottingham Forest Football Club because firstly, it was my birthday. And secondly...
Hey, happy birthday to Rob!
Birthday beats!
Yeah, and secondly, we finally beat Midtjylland. And that's the only time I'm going to attempt to say their name properly. So Midtjylland were really starting to get on my nerves, and they were due a beating. I mean, they even look like Bournemouth, right? They are the Euro Bournemouth, and now we've finally done that to them. It gives me hope that we can actually do it to the English Bournemouth as well. So that victory last night was especially good, because it was done with the B team, and it looked from the team lineup like we were throwing the game. And instead, what we got was 120 minutes of highly entertaining football. We had all the usual things. We hit the woodwork. We had a goal ruled out for offside. It's a 1-1 game now. Yeah, two in the same game. I guess it's because we had injury time as well. So we're still running at 1 goal ruled out by VAR per game. Can't celebrate anymore. Game's gone. But it turned out that we were not the only ones that can hit the woodwork, because that is, without a doubt, the most one-sided penalty shootout I will ever see, because it could not have been more one-sided. They called it off halfway through because they'd missed all 3 and we'd scored all 3. And it still managed to be quite a nervy affair, but I guess it was a lot more nervy for Midtjylland. So now they are gone, never to be seen again. Just wanted to call out a couple of performances. I thought that McAtee had a real swagger about him. He wasn't just good, he was confident, he was cocky as well. And that's now 2 performances we've seen from him in the Europa that give me some hope. And, he's a player we've maybe got to get off his back a bit, because he looks like when he's confident, he tries things that are really good. The other one, actually, I thought Zach Abbott. The thing that impressed me about Zach Abbott, and I'm sure you'd all agree, is I simply didn't notice him. I simply didn't notice him all night. And he was playing his preferred position, which is centre-back. So it's difficult to see, but like with Jair injured, if you want to play 3 at the back, do you look for Abbott before you look at Morato? I would say we've now reached an inflection point where you say yes. I don't care that Morato has got more experience. He's got more experience of being awful. That ball flew into the box, and he had like 3 options. It's like a sort of checkbox list. Option A, just hoof it out. Option B, head it away. Option C, pressed it down to the striker's feet. And he went for option C. Good old, dependable Morato. You can really rely on him to give the opposition a goal from nothing. So if we haven't learned by now that all the good we can do can be undone by one moment of Morato, that really should be, because we should have been 4-0 up. That's our problem, but we shouldn't have let in that goal. They didn't really threaten us. They didn't threaten us apart from that.
No, they didn't.
Right, closing point. I know we all think Lorenzo Luca is shit, right? And I'm not saying that he was good last night, but I would say his last few performances have been
good.
He's been a 1 out. His last few performances have been a 1 out of 10. And last night was a solid 4, which is a massive improvement, right? So if I was being as positive as possible, I would say he was involved. He occupied the opposition defense. And every now and again, he did get his head on something and flick it onto a skillful player. And then there was one moment in added time where he did an amazing piece of skill. I was thinking, where's that come from? I don't know if anybody else saw that. So
yeah, he did.
But to his credit, he's put in 120 minutes of stopping some other player from getting tired. So I wouldn't quite flush him down the waist in the same way as I would Morato, because I still think he might have a part to play. We're obviously not going to sign him, but that 4 out of 10 was his best performance yet.
That's fair.
I don't think that's fair. I think you were harsh on Morato.
Oh, come on.
No. He
No.
wasn't.
Hold on.
Morato was absolute dog shit again.
Wait, I haven't even finished the sentence, man. For the
But
goal.
as soon as you start trying to mitigate Morato's performance, I have to jump in.
No, I'm talking about the goal. Like, that came off his chest. He didn't pass it to him.
That was his fault.
That
was his fault.
The issue was we allowed the crossing.
Yeah.
Man, if that had been Milenkovic or Murillo, there's no way that ball would have bounced off his chest straight to their defender. They would have done something.
Like half a yard away, it flicked off their striker.
Don't care, Ed.
Anything.
Don't care, Ed. If that had been Morato or Milenkovic, they would have dealt with it. They would have dealt with it.
You're being harsh, man.
No. I'm sorry. Look, hey. We're all allowed to have our own opinion. I respect yours, even if it's wrong. I respect it.
I'm giving mine.
However, my opinion is the correct one. Morato is dog shit, and that if that had been Milenkovic or Murillo, they would have dealt with it.
I'm sorry.
They would have twisted their body. They would have sunk it back. They would have done something.
Murillo ducked under it.
They expected Clown to deal with it. Morato's dreadful. I'm sorry, he's dreadful.
No one said he's good. No one said he's good. He can fight and stuff.
But you're all wrong, because Ant and Rob are saying Morato is crap and Luca's a 4 out of 10. Ez and Wolfie are saying Morato was okay and Luca was crap. You're wrong, because they're both shit.
Okay,
that's not what I'm saying. Not enough for Forest. Anyway, let's not, guys, got a fantastic result. Let's not concentrate on any
I'm just saying the issue wasn't what he did. The issue was the cross. They left him in acres of space and no one came across to him. He was able to dribble the ball up, comfortably look up and whip it in, man. That was the issue. It deflected off Morato. Murillo got out the way. He's not expecting it.
It didn't deflect off Morato. Morato played the ball.
Yeah, Morato flopped it.
He played the ball. He's dreadful. He's awful. He makes mistakes in every single game he plays in. Now, Rob made a good point, because I quite like us playing in a back three. I think we look quite good in a back three. My only concern with the back three is Morato, but Rob's quite rightly pointed out something I'd not really thought about, and that is we could actually have Abbott on that right hand side, Milenkovic in the middle, and Murillo on the left, and that could be a good back three. So, although my natural go-to is a back four, when we were playing the back three, we looked comfortable. If I can just say a word about Midtjylland, yes, they're not a great side. However, their record in this competition is very good. I think they've not lost at home for 25 games or something like that. So you get teams like Bournemouth that are not great, but at home they're unbeatable. And I think Midtjylland fall into that category, that they're very difficult to beat at home. They score in every game they play in. So although they're not the greatest team in the world, let's not pretend they are nevertheless a very good, dogged team. And we managed to go over there with our B team. And quite frankly, until the substitution were made, we hammered them. We absolutely hammered them. Now we're going to Spurs on Sunday, and I'm glad we're away from home, because you look at our away performances compared with our own performances, we are better away from home. So I think that suits us. I know we'll get onto that, so I'll leave it there. For me, the best things to come out of that match, and you know what? A few weeks ago we had a GOR, and we were talking about hits or misses on. I mean, we need to bring Edu back basically, because all of a sudden his signings are looking damn good. I remember most people were saying no to Bakwa, no to McAtee, and I said I still believe these players are talented. I like to see them given a bit more of an opportunity. And last night, those two guys were excellent. McAtee looks like a real player, a real player.
Yeah, but
Andy. Sorry, I got distracted.
And if I were you,
I thought McAtee was excellent. I think he gives us another dimension up front if we need it. You know, if we're playing against a team like Burnley, for example, where they're just going to sit back, you might need a bit of extra creativity. I think that could be the kind of game for him. I'm not necessarily saying Saturday is, although it could be. And Bakwa was, yeah, it was nice to see. I felt so good for the guy. You know what I mean? It was nice to see. So out of last night, those two were positives. And Doy played well. He played well, you know. So if he gets a bit of confidence in him, you never know. He might be worthwhile. So it was a good game for us last night, because we not only got through, but we also helped to improve the squad by those players having good games and obviously getting confidence, whatever. So I won't drone on about it. I'll let Ben always have a go.
I'm surprised none of you two brought up Ryan Yates. I thought Ryan Yates.
Ryan Yates was good. We know what Ryan Yates is. Ryan Yates was fantastic.
But he played football yesterday, man. He played football.
The thing is, without dismissing it, yesterday was his kind of game. You know, playing against the better side.
I think that's harsh as well, man.
The side with more technique. They didn't have a lot of technique in that side last night.
They were long
it
ball
was all kicking. Playing against a team that could pass the ball around. Ryan can get lost. He can get. I don't mean he can get lost. I mean he can get lost in the game.
That was going to be my response, though, because an ant of old who would be sat here, or an ant of young, would say that although McAtee and Bakwa were brilliant, they were playing against a farmers team. Can they put the same performance in?
They are a farmers team, but they're a good farmers team. They're a dogged, determined, difficult farmers team to deal with. We've seen them all through the years. Forster struggled against teams like that. How many times have we said against the better teams we play well, against the Bournemouths of this world? Yeah. Then we struggle, and last night we didn't.
The funniest thing I think is that, and I don't really understand it, to be honest, because the Midtjylland fans were saying at 1-0 up last time that the tie was over after one goal. One goal, and they had that much cocky confidence.
We don't score goals usually.
Well, fair enough. But
you maybe thought that too.
Not only that. But to be fair to them, winning at the City Ground was a big result under whatever. So even if it had been 5-0 down from the first leg, winning at the City Ground for a team like Midtjylland,
100%.
European champions, is a big result for them anyway. So perhaps they were just
I agree, but
the result.
Even Pereira hinted that maybe they should.
He called it out.
Yeah, exactly. They thought the tie was over, and it wasn't, clearly. And their penalties at the end, to be honest, were
we thought the tie was over.
Well, yeah, but we're Forest fans, so you know we have absolutely zero faith in our team until last night, of course. There are a few players I wanted to call out. I thought Ortega is brilliant. I think he's my new keeper. I don't care what anyone says. He is the new keeper. He needs to start in goal. And if I'm honest with you, at the end of the season, whilst Matt Searle's value is still quite high, I'd probably sell Searles, because I don't think we need two keepers of that quality. I think Ortega is slightly better, and therefore I think he should be our keeper going forward. Ryan Yates, who I have heavily praised previously on this channel, of course, was absolutely fantastic, as I fully expected. It's good to see one of our homegrown talents step up and put in a performance like that. It was such a shame his header was offside. I mean, his shoulder was probably a few inches offside. Yeah. Brilliant header. As was the Dominguez one, by the way.
Next season, that will be onside. Next season, that will be onside.
Oh,
his shot. Don't forget, Ryan Yates is not left-footed. He cracked the crossbar with his left foot, and then he put one in the top corner with his left foot.
And he sliced another one in his left foot.
And then, fucking hell, I'm like choking because I've got all this fucking face cream on my face. Go on, breathe.
All right, Amari.
Oh, he's got all Hutchinson on it.
I was doing it for the podcast to say that Yates's face cream has improved his, footballing ability, but which it clearly has. But yeah, so Ryan Yates, shout out to him because he put in a fantastic performance. It's good that some of our so-called B team players stepped up because that's what we need. And it would be interesting to see now who he starts on Sunday, because if they put in a performance like that, then maybe some of them deserve to start. The thing I really like that Ryan Yates said, and I'm quite impressed by this, is that the so-called B team players, they haven't sat back and thought, I never get picked, I can't be asked, I'm not going to be at this club much longer. They're fighting for their position. And I think that says a lot. Because if we've got people on the bench who are fighting for their position, they're only going to get better throughout the season. Chris Wood is supposedly due back in a few games' time. So it's filled me
with, by the way, in the under-21s.
Yeah, it's filled me with a lot of confidence. And I think, although Spurs have a bit of momentum, we have momentum now too. And I was feeling like we may lose to Spurs, but now I'm feeling 110% confident, as Ant would say. And I think we'll go there and beat them on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, just on the back of that, I think it's a confidence booster, and nothing else. I'm not going to start glazing any other players because I think this is what they should be doing anyway. But I was impressed with some of the performances yesterday. I do agree. I think that's as forward-thinking or forward-playing as I've seen Ryan Yates, and he really did take the team with him. Yesterday, he was the one breaking into the box. He was the one getting on the end of opportunities, and it was a real captain's performance from him yesterday. And I believe he played the full game and
even after he got injured, he carried on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we didn't have any more substitutions.
He got his willy in it. It's pulled his willy.
Pulled something anyway. But it was a positive performance. That's one real thing to take away from it. And obviously getting to the quarter-finals for the first time since the Frank Clark days, and recovering a first leg deficit since Brian Clough. So that's 46 years since we managed to do that. And that's another thing to tick off. So as bad as this season's been, we could get something really brilliant by the end of it, and we needed that performance yesterday, whatever happened, even if we didn't get a result, we needed the performance. And I've never seen, certainly not for Forest, us win a penalty shootout where the goalkeeper didn't even have to make a save.
You know what? I've got to tell you this, right? Nathan, just as they were about to take their first penalty. Nathan's my brother, by the way. He sent me a text saying, I'm a bit worried. Ortega looks very small in that goal. And I texted him back and I said, don't matter if they miss. And then they missed the first. I said, see what I mean? And they missed the second one. See, I told you. And the third one, what did I say?
But on the flip side,
celebrate because he felt bad for them.
But on the flip side, all three of our penalties were brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Goalkeeper didn't have a chance, really.
Gibbs White one made my asshole pucker a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a good penalty. It was a good penalty.
All three of those players have missed a pen for us at some point, haven't they? And it was good.
In Europe as well.
Wait, Nico Williams hasn't.
Yes, he did.
He
missed one against
Wrexham. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We went to penalties.
That's why you have me on this program, to remember things like that.
I don't remember us going to penalties against Wrexham.
Sangari missed one against Newcastle last year in the penalty shootout.
Yeah, Gibbs White's just about 100.
All I could think of when watching that shootout was Ant would have scored that. Ant would have scored that.
He would have scored 20 out of 99 penalties.
I tell you what, Rob, seriously, penalties, I would score a minimum of 20 out of 96. I think all of us would.
No way.
Actually,
Do you know that comment, man?
What was that?
Did you hear what he said?
I've not seen you since, have I? When I was at the Fulham match, honestly, the amount of people that came up to me and said, "Go on, Ant, get your kit on. We need you. Get your kit on."
Wait, Rob, did you hear what he said?
Oh, we were rolling when you said 20.
I watched the podcast from my Airbnb in Rome, yes, and with his claiming that he would score 20 out of 9. Was it 20?
20 out of 9. Yeah, I did roll it back a bit. I rolled it back to 5, but...
Yeah. Even Matt from Forest All Over was messaging in the group chat, like laughing. Oh God! Did I fall asleep in the Wrexham one? Was it that one?
You must have, because I remember when Cho came on and they made all the set changes and we got back into the game, but we still remember penalties. Don't you
think it's hilarious that their player who took the penalty last night on this shirt is called Cho?
Yeah, coming into the he scored last week.
He scored the first penalty. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was even funny when Jean-Claude Dashfeld slipped and put it over the bar.
That was. Have we seen a worse penalty than that?
Yeah,
Probably White's one against us when he was at Sheffield. That was
like the Steve Gerrard.
There was one recently where a guy tried the Panenka and the goalie just stood there, went like that.
Yeah. But at least that's on target.
Yeah,
at least that's on target. I mean, when you. It
still looks worse though, doesn't it? It looks worse when a player just
never see a penalty shootout.
But I've got to admit, going into it, seeing how up for it they were. I mean, it's a small stadium. I think we got less than 10,500.
Yeah, they made a lot of noise, didn't they?
A hell of a lot of noise in that stadium, yeah. And I was kind of dreading it a little bit. But if things don't go our way and we don't kind of try and get an early goal, certainly getting a goal in the first half was everything, in that game. It was really important from a momentum point of view, because you heard their fans turn on them as well, especially when they weren't trying to get the ball off us. So it worked in the favour. He got it. If it's one thing I am going to criticise, I think he made the changes far too early, and I think those players should have stayed on for a little bit longer.
Definitely.
Because I think it changed the momentum of the game when he brought the big guns on. And this is another game in Europe where I've seen Anderson's kind of coming on. He's too hyped up.
He won't be in the next game.
Being on in games.
Yellow carded.
Yeah, and he got himself suspended needlessly. And he's done that earlier in the.
He knew as well, didn't he? He knew as soon as he done it, it was going. Oh, no.
Yeah,
but he's too hyped up. He's not one of those players you can just bring on into a game like that. So I don't think the substitutions helped us. I think it moved the momentum in their favour. But other than that, you got to be happy with the result. Obviously, going to 90 minutes is what going into extra time is something that we definitely didn't want. Let's just hope it's not going to play an impact on the weekend. But I think he's got a selection headache, no doubt. There's a few of those players that would have staked a claim, and fair play to him for doing that.
Good. And I think just on that point, like, Ryan Yates' post-match interview was better than his performance. I don't know if you guys
I meant to watch it. I've not seen it yet.
It's one of the best player interviews I've ever heard in any year or any team of my football watching.
He does speak well, doesn't he, Ryan? Yeah, he does speak well.
Everything he said was bang on point, huh?
Yeah. He wasn't so clever after the Braga game, was he?
Yeah, that one was. That was.
Yeah, so he had some catching up to do, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
he did it. He did it, Rob. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
he's club captain, isn't it? I mean, he knows what to say.
Yeah,
he does.
But this was honest.
The difference with last night is he talked the talk and he walked the walk.
Yes.
But what he was saying, I was just like, yes, because he was saying we're elite level footballers, athletes. If we can't play 2 or 3 games a week,
I heard that. I did hear you said that.
Then what are we don't deserve to be here.
Good on it.
And then he doubled it down. And then he doubled it down and said, isn't this what we're striving for? I'm paraphrasing, but isn't this what we're striving for anyway? We want to be playing in European games. And it was like, yes.
So much better, isn't it, than some players saying, oh, yeah, obviously we're tired. We're going to need to sort of try and get, fit. No, you want somebody that's says it like it is. That's fantastic. Sorry I interrupt you, Sam.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It was just so, I just really endeared me to him when he said that yesterday, and he said a lot of other stuff in that interview, which was absolutely on the money. The other thing he said that again he was bang on the money, and this gave me more confidence than the game. He said that when players who are on the bench are itching to come on to play, that's when a squad starts to put performances in. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but basically what he was saying is you get some people who can't be asked to be at the club, they're on the bench. When they get chucked on for 5-10 minutes, they can't be bothered. But the players that he was saying that we had there, the B team, if you like, we'll get into that in just a second. They're pushing now. They're pushing to try and get into the team. That raises the level of the players. Like you look at that now. You look at Hudson-Odoi, for example, who I'm just picking because he didn't play yesterday. He's got to be worried. Is he going to make the team on Sunday? Because Back was put in a good performance, and Doi looked decent. McAtee can play on the wing. Gibbs White's probably looking at McAtee's performance yesterday, thinking, I better be, 9 out of 10. Come Spurs.
Well, we all know competition is vital in a squad, don't we? We know that.
Are we going to?
I know we'll probably go on to discuss the away game at Spurs, but I put back. Yeah, we'll discuss that in a bit.
I thought you were going to add that on earlier when in your video you were like, we could take Spurs' trophy off them, we could relegate them, and then we could still sell them Morgan Gibbs White for 70 million, and then we could say.
I was on Spurs. I think it was me, or I might have been watching something, but somewhere along the line, anyway, I saw a Spurs fan saying, do you think Morgan Gibbs White, he must regret not coming to Spurs? And I thought, what? Hang on, what? He could get relegated, mate. Why would he be sitting thinking, I wish I'd gone to Spurs? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But they've still got that arrogance. Kudos. They've still got that arrogance.
Kudos, the same thing, isn't it?
We'll beat Spurs on Sunday. Spurs are cooked. Spurs are done.
Well, are we going on to talk about Spurs?
Well, let's do the super chats. Big up to everyone. There's over 500 in here. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed, and check out the sponsors, OK Jerseys. Happy 3-year anniversary, Stephen, with the 36 months. What an absolute legend. And then he's just been outdone by Marky Boy with 40 months, Mark. What are you saying? Look at that beard looking sharp in that picture. I hope you're well, Mark. Thank you for the 40 months. Big up to Gerald, who's given us a £10 super chat. He says, Wolfie, love your watch-alongs. And then the slap. Spurs 3-4.
Right, I read that the other way around for some reason. I am retracting my thumbs up.
Thank you for the super chat. I'm assuming you're a Spurs fan. We'll get into that in just a second. And big up to 1865 with 30 months, racking up those months. And because of people like you guys and you lot all in the chat, that's why we've hit 37k, pushing on to that big 4-0. So thank you guys so much. Look,
just like me.
Catching you up on age. Look, there's a lot more performances we can talk about, but in general, we're all in agreement. Very happy quarterfinals. And by the way, just a quick couple of stats for you guys. That was the first time in Forest history that we've had a penalty shootout in a European match. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, we didn't used to need them, right?
Well, you say that. It's also the second time that Forest have come from behind from the first leg.
Dynamo Berlin.
And what happened that year, Ant?
We won the European Cup.
That's where
we went to it was East, but we lost our own 1-0 and we weren't that great. And we went to East Berlin and it was freezing cold. And Trevor Francis put on a masterclass and we won that. We won that.
Is that from where you get the quote?
That's where the quote comes from.
That's where the quote comes from. Yeah.
About writing us off. That's where,
is that where that come from?
Yeah. It is. It's from that. We'd lost 1-0 at home, and then.
I was at that game.
Yeah. Were you?
Well, I didn't hear the quote though, did you, man?
A T-shirt saying I was at that game, and Cluffy looked like he'd had maybe a drink or two, and he said, "I hope no one's stupid enough to write."
Nobody stupid.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Like Daily Mail journalist retweet on Twitter, "Are all of Nottingham illiterate?" Did you see that? To Brian Clough's quote.
No, I couldn't read it.
But Brian Clough's not from Nottingham.
No, you're taking the context out of it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm merely pointing out facts.
Like to throw in facts, by the way. You know, he's from Middlesbrough, isn't he? Or Sunderland.
Yeah, anyway, I defended the Forest fan base. I defended the Forest fan base. Then I deleted it before I got cancelled off Twitter again. But yeah, I bet some people in the chat.
Did you run a spell check before you trolled him back?
No, I just put something like "fuck you, fucking twat."
Way before the watershed, bro.
Anyway,
can I just say on a slight tangent? I've never put face cream on before, but I completely understand it now. My beard's so soft. I never felt
it's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. I must get back to it.
I didn't realize that was.
No.
Yeah, thank you. Once we start taking healthcare from
the ink's gone to his brain. The ink has gone to his brain.
I'm praying we get a sponsorship from Nivea. Oh, come on, Wolfie, get some.
I was just gonna say your face looks really smooth there, mate. Yeah.
You know.
No, the worst one, bro.
Ben Bigelow, man. Okay, let's jump into Spurs one. But shout out to Dino with the 41 months. Thank you so much, Dino. Hope you're well. Big up to I hate what YouTube have done with these app things, man. Big up to you, so let's go with that. He goes, thanks lads for all the great work. Now, thank you for 3 years of support and plus more before that as well. Yeah. Absolutely legends. And big up to the legend Moody with the 30 months. Okay, let's talk about it. The Spurs fans are hyping this up. This is honestly the biggest match in their club's history in our living time. That's how big they're hyping this game up, lads. And they're labeling it as whoever loses is down. I don't agree with that kind of.
Well, it's not. It's not like it's a must-win, is it, idiot?
Yeah, but there's 8 games left, so.
Yeah, that's my point on that. But like, where are we on this? I mean,
I remember Leeds beating us and thinking it was all over.
Well, I'll go back to what I said a few weeks ago regarding these next 3 league games. To keep up our points ratio with point a game, we needed a win out of these next 3. So we'd got 2 draws. A draw is obviously keeping us on track for a point per game, but 3 points makes such a huge difference psychologically. It is a 6-pointer, so literally this is the game we need to win. You know, if there's a must-win game coming up, this is the one. But if we need to keep that track of going, because I think we will be safe if we can win this game on the weekend. And I think going away from home, I am much more confident than I would be if this game was at the City Ground. No doubt about that. And I think the players will be up for it. They are up for these top 6 games. We know that. And we've beaten Spurs earlier on in the season. We did the double last season over them. I think we can do the double again this season. You know, it's not a far stretch to say that. So I'm pretty confident going into it. And like, just going back to what I said earlier, he's got a selection headache now, which we didn't expect him to have. So let's hope he does put out the best team and he goes for them, because I think they're very susceptible. They're very vulnerable. Yeah. We've seen it all season, you know, and the fans will turn on them. You know, we've seen the stadium empty out at halftime. So let's go for the.
Right, sorry to interrupt you.
That's a YouTube thing, John T. That happened to me, John T, as well. If it accidentally misses a payment, YouTube cancels your subscription. That's not FFTV cancelling it. That's a YouTube thing.
Don't know what you're talking about, bro. But like,
I think if you're, because once I changed bank account and it bounced my subscription and it cancelled my subscription.
Yeah, but that's YouTube. We don't have anything to do with the.
That's not us. That's not us. So please don't hold it against us.
Sorry, yes, sorry.
No, I was just saying. So we're definitely we've got to go for it. We've got to go for it from the start, you know, and not sit back and see what happens. And we've got the players to be able to do that. He's got the selection headache. And I think when we get round to picking our teams for this weekend, I think there'll be a lot of selection headaches for us as well. So let's get to that stage. But I'm confident, guys. Maybe it's a Ramadan wearing off and the Eid.
See how you feel 5 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 5 minutes
after kickoff. So I'm being confident now.
when they brought Harry Kane back on loan.
Listen, the fact I've alluded to this earlier. The fact that we're away, I think, is a bonus for us. I mean, I tell you what I think about. I think the fact that this Forest team can go to somewhere like Fenerbahce with the fans they've got there and come away with a cracking win shows that they can certainly handle the pressure. You know, so I don't think we need to worry about it from that aspect. Or they're going to big Spurs stadium. I don't think that will bother them. You know, no. So like Ez, I'm confident now. I may be slightly less confident 5 minutes before kickoff, but that's natural. Nerves, you know, it's normal. And I agree with Ez that we should go for it because their defense, despite having good defenders, they're all forward-thinking defenders. Do you know what I mean? They can get caught at the back so much. And I was talking to a guy called Ash off Spurs Kings TV earlier on, and he said he agreed with me actually. Because I mentioned the fact that is Van der Ven's head in the right place? Because I used to really rate that guy, but I've been watching him recently and he's making a lot of mistakes. Is his head still there? Because he's going. Van der Ven won't be at Spurs next season, no matter what they do. So has his head been turned? Ramiro, is he all that bothered really? Keeps getting sent off, keeps being reckless. That's not passion, that's stupidity.
I don't rate their keepers either.
And Vicario's playing with a groin problem. He's having a hernia operation after the match, so he cannot be at full capacity. And that's another thing that Ash said. He said, "Can your guy shoot from outside the box?" I said, "Well, fully enough, this season we have actually had one or two."
That's most of our goals in the last month, isn't it?
Yeah, because Vicario on shots from outside the box is the worst. Statistically, he's the worst worst in the division. So if we can get our boys shooting from outside the box, then that's a good place to start.
Is he worse than John Victor?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. It's more consistently bad than John Victor. Is that John Victor, Victor, whatever his name is? Yeah. So I agree with Ez. I think we will push for because away from home. We generally do. To be fair. We generally do push forward, especially earlier on. If we can get a goal earlier on, I think that they could collapse. Tottenham.
Yeah, I think they've got the same problem as us, which is that they're bad in front of their own fans because the pressure on them is just so great. I would much rather be playing that game away, and I think there's reasons for us to be I don't want to use the word confident, but optimistic. We have to remember that we have beaten them 3 games in a row. Okay. So now I'm actually glad that they beat Atletico Madrid the other night. I mean, they let 2 goals in, but they seem to feel like they won the Champions League. So now it doesn't fall on us to be their first win exactly. You know, because it's always us that gives somebody their first win after a winless run. So we go into this game with them having probably the unwanted mantle of mild favourites, which is great. That suits us down to the ground.
Rob, I believe that they've only won 2 games at home all season, and one of them was the first game of the season against Burnley.
They haven't won.
If we score early, all of that goodwill from the other night is just going to evaporate. And even last year, all I could hear was our supporters. In that, I watched the Spurs game on TV, and that was the one where what's his name had a good game, wasn't it? Harry Toffolo had a little cameo at the end of the season, and all I could hear was our supporters singing the Harry Toffolo song for about most of the second half, and they go so quiet when it's not going their way.
Is that the one where Anderson scored?
Chris Wood scored from a corner, I think. Or was it Wood to Elanga to Wood or something like that? And then
I remember Anderson scored it's slightly deflected and went in or something like that. I think. Yeah,
I think Richarlison scored. Richarlison does worry me. He seems to have a record of scoring against us. Don't like the guy.
Yeah. The thing is, I think Richarlison, I think he's quite a good player, actually. I know he gets an awful lot of stick. But I think if had he been playing for us this season, I think we'd be far further up the team.
The thing is with Spurs, when Spurs have confidence, it's a bit like, Tyrion Lannister's Midtjylland. They have that cocky confidence. It's not proper confidence. They think, we're we're gonna win because we're 1-0 up, and it's like you're not though, are you? And that's what Spurs are like. So I think we'll batter them.
Well, they're pretending confidence because now you cannot imagine
confidence.
Well, now I'm worried because we sound too confident.
No, optimistic.
I tell you what, don't worry, Ed. Like I said, 5 minutes before the game, none of us will be like it.
Well, no, if I see Morato on the team sheet, my confidence will be 0. But
let's have a look at lineups then.
We should. I just
got to tell you something. One of the commentators last night said Forest have lost less points from winning positions than any team in the league. I thought that's kind of double-ended, isn't it? Is that because we never fucking go in front? You know what I mean?
Oh, that true?
We broke.
That's what I said. 6 points we've lost from winning positions all season.
How many times have we been in winning positions?
Pardon?
How many times have we been in?
Probably about 3. Probably about 3.
We broke the curse last night because the curse where we lost a game and the other team didn't even have a shot on target because we scored an own goal. Well, last night we won a penalty shootout, and they didn't score any goals, but we didn't save any. So the curse is broken. The curse is done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Team lineups, as you were saying.
Yeah. What formation did he go with in our last league game? Because one of the switches I would have made is Dominguez and Morgan Gibbs-White. Dominguez through the middle will win you balls high up the field, and Morgan Gibbs-White is one of our best, if not the best crosser of a ball from the right-hand side. So that's one switch I would have made. But would you guys go with a back 3 against this?
I'd go 3-5-2. I'd go 3-5-2.
3-5-2 is what you're putting forward. Anybody different? Because I don't think we need a back 3.
It depends on the personnel. You know, if Morato, if a back 3 means Morato's got to come in, then no.
No, but doesn't Abbott right centre back?
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. If he played Murillo, Milenkovic, and Abbott, then I'd be tempted with a back 3. 3-4.
How many minutes did Abbott play last night? Is he got? Didn't he play the majority of the game? Not all of it.
I think he played the whole thing.
I wouldn't put him in starting on the weekend.
Man, he's 20 years old. He's as fit as a fiddle.
I know what he's saying, Ann.
He'll be fine. He'll be absolutely
fine. He'll be fine against Spurs.
He'll be fine. I don't think he'll do that, by the way. I don't think he'll do that.
I mean, I personally wouldn't go back 3. That would be my back. I'd switch. I'm agreeing with you guys. I'd switch out Sells for Ortega. I'd start with Ortega in goal.
Yeah, I would.
Back 4. I'd keep it as a back 4, to be honest. And I think just the only.
Give us your team then. So you want Ortega?
Well, so actually, I mean, yeah, just switch out Ortega for Sells, and position wise, I would probably give. I'd probably give Hutchinson the start over Hudson-Odoi.
Is Hudson-Odoi fit?
Well, I'm not putting him in anyway. So let's go with Hutchinson.
No, I'm just saying, he came off. He looked a bit limpy when he came off against Fulham.
The only discussion we need to have is over the front 4. Because that back 7 picks itself, doesn't it?
I don't know. I think Ryan Yates should be in for a discussion potentially.
No.
He's played 120 minutes. I agree. He could come on as a sub, but not start.
I just want him to do the post-match interview. That's what I want.
He could still do that. He could still do that.
Have a role as a sub, definitely. If we're in the lead and we need to close out the game, that's when he gets introduced. He doesn't start, but I agree. He's on form. I think the discussion
actually, Rob, that's a good point, and I always make that point. Don't get obsessed with a starting lineup or think he's got to play, because it is literally a squad game. You know, you bring players on, so you might look at somebody like Hutchinson and think, well, actually, he's better when he comes on with half an hour to go against tight defenders. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying that's how you can, when you're building a squad, a team, that's how you can look at it.
Let me do my team.
You guys play Hutchinson, but not until the last 20 minutes, half an hour, or whatever.
Let me change my team a little bit, and then you guys can agree or disagree. Because actually, I think backwards.
Oh, we'll disagree. Yes.
I disagree. I disagree already.
Backwards staked a claim to start, actually. So I'm actually going to change my mind. I'm going to take off Hutchinson and put backward on that side.
Yeah, I would. God damn it, Ez, I do agree with you.
Pieces. I thought his delivery was 8 out of 10 yesterday from his set pieces, even his short ones. And yeah, I'd keep it like that because I'd have Dominguez through the middle of those three because he's the one who can win it in those positions and get others and trigger.
Wait, you're playing Gibbs White on the left?
No, well, you can switch Gibbs White and Backwell around. I don't think Gibbs White's not really stuck to any position. But if anybody's crossing it in from the right hand side, I'd rather it be Gibbs White than anybody else in the team, to be honest. So we can create chances from there. I think he's gonna play Igor Jesus, although I wasn't impressed with his last outing in the league, and I kind of I play Taiwo.
Ez, despite what I've said, from my understanding, Jesus has not had a rest for 2.5 years. So maybe he was tired. He's certainly looking tired. Now I know I would say, "Oh, the footballers, blah blah blah," but I will say, over the course of 2.5 years, if you've not had a rest.
So would you start him?
To rest. So maybe bringing him back, he might be fresh. I don't know. But Backwell should be in purely on his bloody corners.
Pieces, yeah.
You know.
But I am tempted to switch out.
So good. So good. Oh my word.
I'm tempted to switch out Taiwo. Start with Taiwo, you know. I am tempted. I think he made more of a difference than Jesus did.
I'd start with Jesus because he caused them back those defenders a hell of a lot of trouble last time he played Spurs. He tormented them.
Yeah, I thought it was ineffective last week, to be honest.
Yeah, he was ineffective last week, but that week's rest might do him some good. And Taiwo could always, again, Taiwo can come on later when Jesus has ran himself into the ground because he does work hard, Jesus. He's not going to score.
That's my team. I know you're going to slate it. I don't really give a damn.
No, I'm not.
No, not you. I meant the chat, not you. I know you're going to slate it.
0 out of 10.
No, I'll say it. That's the wrong team, but go.
0 out of 10. 0 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything in there.
Can I offer 2 options? Can I offer 2 options?
I mean, I absolutely worship Dominguez. He's my favourite player, but for this game, for me, he's a sub. And I've put Gibbs White back in that middle where Dominguez is. If we're not going to play McAtee, which we won't, I'd put him back in there.
Why not?
And I'd bring...
Just because he played too many minutes last night, or what?
No. I just don't think he will because Gibbs White's undroppable.
What about playing him on the right?
Who?
You prefer him to Hutchinson? I thought Hutchinson was lively last night.
No, so how about you had Gibbs White in the middle, McAtee on the right, and then if we were picking on form, I would say Ndoye has a claim on the left.
No.
I would
come on, Rob.
I would pick him over Hudson-Odoi. Listen, he scored a perfectly good goal against Fulham. He scored a perfectly good goal against Fulham. He had composure. He took it well. He wasn't to know that his elbow was a millimetre offside. Okay? And he put in a good performance last night as well.
I agree with you, Rob. I think he's a decent player.
Hudson-Odoi.
But I think Backwell deserves to be in. That's what I'm saying.
You lot have lost the plot. You've lost the plot.
Wait, hold on. Are you playing a back 4, Rob?
Yeah, look, I think that back 7 picks itself, including Ortega, by the way.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking, I kept counting. I'm thinking,
what are you doing up here, Rob? What are you doing up here?
Well, I would have Gibbs White in the middle. I would seriously think about McAtee starting on the right, and then Ndoye on the left.
That's bold, that is.
And then I would actually... So I think Igor is on his worst form of the season right now. And I actually... Was it Utrecht where we brought him on and he scored straight away? I like the idea of starting with Taiwo. And Taiwo's either going to be great or he's going to be completely awful, in which case you can sub him at halftime and bring Igor on. I prefer it that way. I prefer to start with Taiwo and then bring Igor on.
Yeah.
You lot
I
are
don't
just
want to
wrong.
see Luca, really. I don't want to see Luca in this game.
It's just shocking. Shocking.
Come on then, voice of reason.
I will be the voice of reason.
We know it's going to be rubbish. We know it's going to be rubbish. Let him have his moment.
It's quite simple. So we'll go a 3-5-2 with Abbott on the right,
Unnecessary risk.
Shut up, Rob. 3-5-2. Abbott on the right. And then McAtee for MGW. You can swap him with Anderson. You put Anderson on left and MGW in the middle bit for McAtee.
Where the hell's MGW?
He's not on. He's not on the pitch.
You got to take off McAtee in the middle. Number 10.
No, McAtee's there. He's got him.
Wait, do you want MGW?
Yeah, MGW, yeah. MG Dubs.
Huh? That's different to what I heard.
And then Awani for Jesus, Igor, whatever he's called. And then Ndoye for Callum Hudson-Odoi. And I will tell you why. Because when we played Spurs last time, Callum Hudson-Odoi scored twice against them. I'd probably put Igor Jesus on the right and Hudson-Odoi on the
Was
left.
that actually how we lined up against Man City, except with Jair instead of Abbott? That looks to me like what we had
that's
against
our best team. That, hands down, that is our best team. Hudson-Odoi scored twice against Spurs last time. Jesus will step up for this game. I'm not against bringing Tyro on, but I think Tyro is better when he comes on for 15, 20 minutes.
You have actually made some sensible arguments there.
Gibbs White is our top goal scorer. He has to play. Sangare is class. He has to play. Anderson is class. He has to play. Williams and Aina choose himself. And a back three against Spurs is what we need. And Jack is not available.
This is what we get when there's no WKD involved. You know
exactly. This is the team. This is the team.
Yeah, we need to bottle this. This was like that's it now. We're back to talking bollocks.
This is
God damn it! It's hard to pick many holes in this team.
Are you not joking me? Are you not joking?
No, I mean,
this won't be the team, by the way. There's no chance it will be anything like that.
He doesn't even play that formation. He would play more like that. Then.
That's what I said. Obviously not like that formation.
It was a diamond against Man City.
It'd be like a Christmas tree at the front. It'd be like a front Christmas tree with the three at the back, and then Murillo would run through the middle section. And Milenkovic and Abbott would cover, and I think it's Anderson who normally steps back.
That's better.
That's my team. That is the winning team. That's how you beat Spurs 3-0.
Ben, I like it. I like it, mate.
And if
why wouldn't you play McAtee instead of Hudson-Odoi in that setup?
Because Hudson-Odoi scored twice against Spurs last game.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
I scored last week. It doesn't mean I'm going to score this week.
Yeah, but he will step up. He's going to be now fighting for his position.
Yeah, he does step up in these big six games.
He is a big
player. I think in that stadium he could shine.
He will step up.
It's a big occasion, isn't it? No matter what you say, it's a big occasion, and he doesn't turn up for big occasion.
Look, Jeff's got it right. The Oracle has spoken. That's all we need to say.
I just think that Crypto, you've not really given anybody a chance that was good last night from the fringe players.
Because we were playing a Farmers League team, Rob. This is Premier League. We've got to play what we know. We've got to play our best 11.
My worry about having that on screen is that we get that, but with Morato instead of Abbott.
That's my worry as well.
That would worry me.
Yeah, so get it back to the back four quick before he starts.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think he plays Abbott ahead of Morato.
Wait,
is there any chance that Jair could be fit?
No.
I don't think so.
It was a major injury, was it?
I'm surprised none of you have put Chris Wood up front.
If he's available.
He's playing tonight, so he definitely won't be playing because he's playing tonight. He's just scored.
A footballer can't play a game in 2 days.
But he's only going to play half an hour, isn't he?
Exactly.
He's only going to play half an hour.
Chris Wood is not going to start on Sunday. No way.
Okay, but this is where you lot are just shameless.
If Chris Wood starts on Sunday, I'll wear a Spurs shirt to the next GOR.
Well, you won't be allowed on if you're wearing a Spurs shirt, so do it, all right?
We wouldn't let you on. We're taking your membership off you, man.
Yeah, that's bad enough. I lost that bet with my brother.
I'm going to let my 99p bounce and get my membership.
Okay, but what I don't get is you lot and in the chat have plentiful of time said you'd rather play Chris Wood with one leg than any of the attackers.
Well, I didn't realise he was that close enough to coming back.
He's just scored, man, in the under-21s.
In the under-21s.
He won't start. He can come on, I don't mind, but he won't start.
Bring him on the sub. Have him on the
No. I never understand that. If a player's not fully fit, you should start him. Because then you can take him off. If he comes on with half an hour to go and after 15 minutes, he's done for. You can't take him back off again.
You know, but then his energy levels will match the players that have played like 60 or 70.
Yeah, and I understand that, but but footballers, they are still quite fit after 70 minutes. They might not be as.
We're not going to play somebody tonight and then play
we've got no games until 9th of April after this. So isn't
it's not even 48 hours between games. If he's just come off now, or he's still playing now, he's not going to play at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
Put him on the bench. Put him on the bench.
You could have a cameo, yeah. I don't think he's starting.
I'm just putting him on the bench.
I'd start him.
Look, if Jesus
how about this? This is going to sound horrible.
I put Yates.
I don't care if Chris Wood starts and scores a hat trick, wins us the game, and then has a minor injury at the end. I don't care.
Out for the rest of the season.
Points.
Well, he would. In any case, he'd have 2 weeks to recover
He'd
from.
be our top scorer.
3 weeks. He doesn't have to play against Porto. He doesn't have to play against Porto.
3 weeks.
Is he registered in Europa?
Yeah, he is.
Well, come on. At the business end of the quarter-finals, you're going to play him, aren't you? Come on.
I'm sorry, but if he's fit enough to play for the under-21s, he's got 60 minutes in him on Sunday. I'd play him.
Do you know who would have been fast against Spurs?
If you do, though, don't let anybody know in advance, because that will really make them worried if they see his name.
I tell you what, lads. Isn't it amazing how we're sitting here saying Chris Wood's back and like just bring on it. When you think of how we used to talk about him when he first came.
It's like
and that is partly because the alternatives are so bad.
No, but we are 22 points down without him this season.
Jesus will step up against Spurs. If worse comes to worse, we put Ryan Yates on as number 9. We're going to.
He might step up. He might step up, Ben, but he can't score goals.
He will. I've got full confidence in him. He will.
In who? Igor.
Well, he's definitely got selection headaches. Going back to the point, he's definitely got selection headaches for this weekend, which is a blessing.
Well, we say that, Ez, but my betting is the team will be exactly what you expect it to be.
Maybe, but at least he's got options on the bench now of players who are, as Yates seemingly said, are itching to get on now, so let's hope it has created competition for players.
When he looks behind him now and he sees the like of McAtee and Bakwa and that, it's going to be filled with more confidence than it was a week ago, isn't it?
I don't know what the international call-ups have been like, but hopefully he's got the majority of the players.
Can we just confront the difficult question here, which is, with West Ham playing away at Villa, is a draw a bad result in this game?
Well, Villa are crap at home.
Yeah, it is.
Villa are crap at home. So don't count that as a Villa win, although, it should be, but don't count on it.
I think a draw suits us.
It depends on their result, doesn't it? If West Ham lose, then I don't think a draw is a bad result at all for Forest. If West Ham win,
I do.
I think
it's not easy because they've not lost any ground on them.
No, for me, it's a horrible result, and I'll tell you why. After this Spurs game, I see a paper winnable game as Burnley, and that's it.
Don't bother about somebody earlier on. I can't remember who it was now, but somebody earlier on put Leeds will be all right because of their running. I've been in this situation.
No, that's what I said on paper. That's what I said on paper.
Yeah. I've been around enough to know it means nothing. The results can be crazy towards the end of the season. So don't look at Leeds. They've got an easier run in because Leeds can't win a game at the moment. They cannot win a game. So,
out of the 4 teams that are involved in this relegation scrap, if you include Leeds, Tottenham, West Ham, and us, who, if they're playing well, has the highest ceiling?
Us.
I think
Forest.
Yeah.
Forest,
so my point is that it's in our power. I don't care if we've got the hardest run in. If we
haven't. West Ham got the hardest statistically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've seen various people.
Yeah, but Rob won't admit that, will he?
What I'm saying is, if you've got potentially the best team, then it's still in your power, because we've seen this before. We keep kicking the can down the road, and then only when we are cornered and we have to do something about it, like last night, suddenly we find all these reserves, that the shackles come off, right? And I do think that everybody else has had a little run, haven't they? Leeds had a little run. Then they petered out a bit. Then West Ham have had a little run. And we're still waiting for ours. And I think we're going to have one because I think the players will realise it's now or never. And you will see some people step up. I mean, I keep going back to that first season under Cooper. I thought we were dead and buried until suddenly we pulled that win out against Brighton. And then we beat Southampton the next game. And then suddenly the whole thing looked completely different. Finished off by beating Arsenal. So, but we looked in a much worse situation that time round because we were in the relegation zone. So,
and we didn't have the players we've got now. I mean, we could be in the relegation zone again after Sunday, Rob. So it's not that cut and dry. I do agree with you.
We are though. If we draw at Spurs and West Ham win away, and then we end up like 2 points behind West Ham and Spurs are 1 point behind West Ham, I will not be panicking because I don't care who the opposition is. I know it's really ugly fixtures like Chelsea and Newcastle in the running, but to be honest, both of those are shit at the moment, right? So we can beat them if we need to. We can.
But why kick it down the road, man? Like, I would like to live to see my 25th birthday.
I know, but the thing is, right, we've sat here and we've war-gamed this and we've said, we need to beat Wolves at home. We need to beat Fulham at home. We need to blah, 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 blah. And we just didn't, right? But somehow we managed to get a point at Man City. Somehow we managed to hold Arsenal to a draw. Somehow we managed to win 3-0 away at Liverpool. So the point is that we are the most inconsistent, but we've got the highest ceiling of those teams. So I still think...
Woody's been subbed ready for Sunday.
Well, there you go.
You started off saying a draw, but I think you agree with the rest of us. We should be winning this game. I think we're more than capable of winning this game, and I want to keep up that optimism as well going into it. I don't think I'm deluded to say that. Like I say, we did the double over them comfortably last season as well. They're no better this year, and their manager is an absolute joke. So
I can't believe that we've managed to get Jerez and Tudor's still their manager. That's got to be a bonus.
This is in our favour. This is surely in our favour. I thought he'd be gone by now. I genuinely did.
Don't forget as well, we beat them this season 3-0 at home, and we're crap at home. So we should be beating them 4-5-0.
That was a great game. Look at that game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Our last win. It feels like it.
Ryan
Yates, that was our last win at home.
So Ryan Yates could be on for a double hat-trick on Sunday.
I haven't missed anything at home this season, have I?
Well, apart from Tottenham. That's the only good game I can remember. Oh, and was Brentford this season? Jeez, that's 100 years ago. That does.
First game.
Right.
Let me just do these super chats, lads and ladesses. Big up to Freddie with the 65. He goes, it's not Easter on Sunday, but I believe that Jesus will rise again.
Oh, stretch that one a bit to get that one in.
I'll let him up.
Don't say he's nailed on to score because that one's been done to death.
No, hopefully Sangari's be able to get some grub down in now and get a bit. Gets a bit of energy.
He's been fasting, man.
Make a difference. It does make a difference. It's not quite active,
Big up to Chris with the £2. He goes, Wood played for the under-21s tonight. Yeah, for those of you joining late, Wood's been played and scored and subbed off on the 46th minute, ready for the Spurs game. I'd still play him. Thank you, Chris.
You know what? Because he's been subbed off after I could see him having some pot.
No, there's no way. Like he'll be on the bench. They won't start.
No, but some part to play. He might come on for the last 15 minutes.
I don't think he will at all.
I'm just saying.
Why not? 15 minutes at the end of the game. Why not?
Because I think they're too like woke. They're too woke with the you can't play people.
So you're not saying you wouldn't do it. You're saying you don't think they will do it.
I'd do it. I'd reschedule the match tomorrow and have them starting, but they won't.
I'd start. Thank you, Chris. Big up to Andy with the 199. He goes, I don't want to see Chris Wood until Porto. If Chris Wood comes on and scores, Andy, I'll remember that.
Well, if he comes on with 10 minutes to go and scores the winning goal, you don't want to see it. Come on, Andy, man up.
What if Chris Wood goes on the international break and gets injured again? What's Rob going to say?
Oh, yeah. That's why he's made his gave this thingy come back tonight so we can get off New Zealand.
Oh, right. I'm going to look up whether they've got a game. Oh my God! Don't, please.
As long as it's not in Europe, he'll be all right, mate. To be honest, it wasn't the trips away that did it.
While he's looking,
they've got a friendly against Papua New Guinea, and he's got away, so he's got to go. He's got to go.
Well, why is he doing that?
They've got a game against Vanuatu, so he's got to be there. It's important.
Of course.
Ben, hit us if you scored prediction.
Do you know who their next game is against? According to this, you'll never guess.
Sweden.
It's I think it's not going to happen. It's away in Iran.
No, he's going. He's going.
Well, apparently
He's home.
No, it says away in Iran, 16th of June. I don't think
there.
Well, that's not much, is it? That's not much.
No,
all right, let's do predictions. Ben, what are you saying?
The thing is, I'm looking at the score from December.
3-0.
I'm gonna go 4-0 Forest.
It's funny.
4-0 Forest.
Go on. I'll be a bit more conservative because I think we can get the win, but I'm not going to go for too many goals. I think 1-0 will do it. 1-0's what I'm going to go with. I'll be conservative, guys.
Rob?
I think
your score predictions in as well, chat.
Rob's going to say a draw, so then he can say, oh, it could have been a win or a loss.
No, I think it might be 2-1, just like the last game we had. And like the game we had at West Ham, which was the make or break for the season. I think it could be a similar sort of thing.
Sorry, Rob.
I can see our nerve holding and theirs cracking.
Rob, just to clarify, 2-1 would mean 2-1 to the home team. So he's saying Spurs are going to win 2-1.
No, just right. Look, you've said your sensible thing for this year. Now,
exactly. You went too far.
Get back in your box.
All right, go on then. What you said?
I believe we can win, but I'm going to go 1-1.
Sound the fence.
End the stream.
And I am about to. I'm gonna jump. I might jump over quickly onto Saba's channel now just to catch up with him. So you are.
Can I just add a final point? Isn't it nice, right? Isn't it nice? Because all season we've been thinking, how the hell are we going to juggle the Europa League with the Premier League? Which is more important? If you could win one and stay up and blah, 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 blah. I think it's wonderful now that we're in a whole other competition. So it doesn't matter what goes wrong in the Premier League. We've got a whole separate competition that we could actually win. I've just been looking at the other teams in it, and they aren't that good.
Well, Leon went out last night.
Yeah. I mean, look,
we are in the far.
Yeah,
far.
I'd have loved to be in
Brighton, Celta Vigo, Bologna, Braga, and Betis, and Villa. So
Villa are the ones, aren't they? They're the ones, but they're shocking.
The Europa League is offering some much needed relief from the Premier League now.
Well, I don't know, man. Braga was horrific, but
yeah, well, we can get revenge. We lost to Midtjylland in the qualifiers, and we can repay Braga. I think that
get through to the final. We can't play Braga until the final, Rob, and I don't think they're going to.
Right, wait, I thought Braga were out.
No, Braga are in. Braga are playing Betis on the 8th of April. And Roma went out. Bologna beat Roma.
So much easier.
I'm fed up with us playing teams we've already played. We've got bloody Porto next week we've already played. Then we've got Villa in the semi-final. Well, obviously, we've already played them. And then if we get to the final, it'll probably be pissing Braga who we've already played. Or
I would take Braga in the final.
If we get to the semi and beat Villa, we should really be favourites for the final out of who's left.
It'll be us against Betis.
You know what? Bologna can beat Villa, you know.
Yeah, Bologna.
Who did they knock out last night? Bologna. They knocked out somebody good.
Roma,
yeah.
We got a scarf last night.
So they could beat Villa because Villa aren't good right now.
So isn't it nice to have some much needed relief from the bloody Premier League? Because
because I'd given up, Rob. Because I'd given up on Europa after watching us play against Midtjylland in the first leg. Last night was almost surreal. You know, afterwards I thought, we're actually through.
Well,
we're actually gone through.
So we had to get rid of Fenerbahce. We had to get rid of Midtjylland. And at that point, it seemed so far away to get to the final that we were thinking like, oh, can we really handle this? You know, we've got the bloody Premier League going on. I'm actually thinking, isn't it fantastic that we've got these a whole separate... Listen, we could go down and we could still get in the Champions League.
Well, let me put it this way too.
Hilarious. Come on, that would be hilarious.
All right, how about this? We are 3 wins away from being in the Champions League next season.
Yeah.
What's that?
3 wins and 2 draws.
Well, 5 games anyway. 5 games away from it.
3, yeah, but 3 wins.
Yeah,
and then surely like Ryan Yates would be the first person ever who scored in like every football competition ever.
it
needs the prophecy.
Every level ever.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quickly jump over on Savage stream. I'm gonna send you to my mate Dan United's channel. Can you guys go and troll him and just say
Is he doing a watch along?
Yeah, he's doing a watch along for the Man U boring mouth game. Oh man, those 2 teams are in my top 3 most hated in the Premier League. So just go and say, just everyone type in beautiful in the chat for him. That'll confuse him. And and if you want, I'm jumping over to Savas for 10 minutes now. And then I'm going to bed. I'm shattered. So make sure you liked, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to check out OK Jerseys. Use code FFTV for 8% off. And we'll see you with my proper team prediction, not these clowns and what they've done, tomorrow morning. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.